Hi viewers and my dear students. Last video was wherein I gave you SSLC tips and reviews was seen, comments were seen, and I was happy to see that you all are giving comments to me, which is inspiring me to talk to you and share almost everything which is essential for your SSLC examination 2020. So seeing the comments of yours reviews in the examination, I came to conclusion that students are demanding me to present all the formulas of all the 15 chapters. They also told me to please share with us theorems. Then they also told me please carefully tell me about quadratic equation and also about trigonometry. So what I thought is, let me put in short and bring the most important concepts in this video exclusively for you all to face, because now hardly few days are left for your examination. So the SSLC examination 2020 for mathematics, I thought let me first bring to you this very important point, which is called as time management. So this is the biggest question that ever arises in every student's mind: how to manage time. Time management, because this exam is for 3 hours, it's almost having 38 questions, as I told you all, that whether it is social or it is science or mathematics, there are exactly 38 questions and time allotted is 3 hours. And you all know that many times we have told to you all 15 minutes is allotted to you all to go through the question paper, and then followed by that 3 hours is given to write the examination. Now since the thermal screening is there, and then you have to wear the mask along with you, social distancing is a criteria. Along with these all, keeping in mind all these factors, you have to manage time in the examination center. So for that, what I thought is, let me give you some kit, which I have called it as a Kaizen Kit. What is this Kaizen Kit? This kit you have to carry for your examination. What is this kit? All letters mean something to you here in this. K, according to me, is keep all the necessary things which is important and mandatory for your examination, like your pencil, scale, pens, at least minimum 4 set pens you have to carry with you, and then along with that your geometry box, essential thing, and along with that hall tickets, your own mask and watch, all these essential things. So K stands for keep all the essential things with you. Okay, then coming to A. What is this A? It is attempting order. When you are given the question paper, what is the order of attempting the questions? There are 3 ways. One is serial wise, you can go from question number 1 till question number 38. The other way is mixed wise, means whichever questions you know first, that you have to attempt, and then later on you can target for other questions. The third way is marks wise. If you are worried that sir 3 hours is not sufficient for us, we have done all the answers, but at the end 4 marks, 3 marks and 5 mark problems we left in the examination because time was not at all allotted to us. So because of that, you can go ahead by solving marks wise also. This is the third criteria. So attempting order is left up to you. When you go through the question paper in the initial 15 minutes, you will come to know about the question paper, how it is, and you will be knowing what all questions you know in advance and which all problems are much more confidently that you can write. Seeing those all things, keeping in mind, so first you start attempting those, and mandatory and important thing in attempting order is the question numbers that you write. If question number 1 is given, please in the space provided in the margins, please, the instructions will be anyhow given to you all, but still you have to go ahead and write the question numbers correctly, all 38 questions. And as I told, attempt may be a failure, but there should not be a failure to attempt. All the answers you attempt, irrespective of whether you know or not. First attempt all those which you know perfectly, and then go ahead. If when you go through the question paper and you realize that all the answers you know, please, my personal opinion is you have to write your paper from question number 1 till question number 38 serial wise. Okay, so K finish, keep all the things. A is attempting order. I stands for ignore the surrounding distractions. Maybe your neighbor is asking questions and answers to you all, or the invigilator is talking to somebody personally, or some malpractice is going on, or some people are coming there for checking purpose, whether the social distancing is maintained or the question paper is given correctly or not, all the students are seated. So all these may happen in surroundings. You have to ignore when you have started to write. As long as you are not taking the additional sheet, or the invigilator comes to you to take the signature in the attendance, till then you have to not distract yourself. So therefore, I stands for ignore all the surrounding distractions, because your focus is to complete your paper within 3 hours. Then coming to Z. Z means zoom your eyesight. What I mean by eyesight is, don't put a magnifying glass and go for the examination. Zoom your eyesight means please carefully read all the questions, because when you understand the question, that is the time that you can start solving it properly. So please make sure you give a small time for understanding the problem also. Don't be in a hurry to just roughly go through the paper and quickly do the problem solving. So you have to zoom your eyesight for both questions to notice as well as to see the time, because time management is what is the key in the examination. Okay, I'll come to this point very quickly. E in Kaizen Kit, E stands here for ease your pressure. आपका जो प्रेशर है एग्जामिनेशन लिखते समय वो ईज हो जाना चाहिए, बहुत आसानी से हो. सो देयरफॉर व्हाट यू शुड डू फॉर दैट पर्पस इज you have to tick all the attempted answers. Suppose question number 1 is solved and you got the answer, please in the question paper itself with a pencil tick mark. So as you start solving one by one in the question paper, if you tick the question numbers, in that moment you will come to know which all questions you have attempted, and finally when you come back to revisit, you will easily make out which are the questions which you have left. So tick mark is very important when you solve. So E stands for easing your pressure. N stands for no wastage of time on a particular problem. Suppose there is a problem which you have started, and you may go half the stage and then you start thinking, I don't know how to go ahead with it. Or you may see a problem which you may again and again think, maybe a knowledge based question, maybe a new situation you may witness. So at that stage, don't waste your time on that problem. Go ahead with the next problem, start solving whichever the confidence you have for other problems. Then come back to this at the end, spare time for that also. Okay, Kaizen briefing is done. What is this KIT? K-I-T. K is knowledge based questions which comes in the examination. New situation problems, which is out of the textbook. So that type of problems you have to keep for the end. If you are confident, if you are 100% sure that you can do this, please you can go ahead as I told serial wise. But if not, keep this knowledge based questions to solve at the end, because time consumption for that type of problems will be huge. Okay, then I here is I know factor will always help you all. I know will power and boost your confidence to write the examination quickly. The moment you get the question paper and you see the complete 38 questions, you have to tell to satisfy your heart that all the questions what are appearing in this paper, I know it. I know. Be telling to yourself, because you might have seen that movie also, 3 Idiots, wherein always he says all is well, and then everything is going well for him. Similarly, here you have to have that confidence. I know factor is important to boost your confidence level more and write your exam without any panic. Then T, what is this? Try to finish your examination within 3 hours. Maybe some time you can spare to review all the answers that you wrote, so that you can come to know which all answers you attempted, which all you left, and how much was to be written and what was missed. Maybe some time you can give. If you go through the paper again, the answer script, you may come to know something was missed, so that I can update myself. So please make sure, try to finish your examination as early as possible. Don't delay beyond the given time limit. Then there are 4 things that I personally thought maybe these are important to you all. 3 T's, 3 H, 3 S and 3 P's. What are they? 3 T's, let us talk. First T is track your time. Time management is very, very essential, because more the time consumption, more are the chances of missing out the problems and marks may be gone. So track your time, each and every problem. Next T is take precautions, because we don't know the vicinity we are going in is whether virus free or it is with virus or the people appearing there. So these all criteria is there. So keeping that factors in mind, you have to take precautions with wearing your mask. Your own mask you carry, though they may provide you, but you have to keep your own water bottle, your watch, your bag and your sanitizers, everything. The third T is, as soon as you finish your examination, go back your home, take bath and then complete your food or whatever the preparations for the next exam is. Okay. Then triple H, what are they? First H is have your breakfast very healthy and go. Don't go empty stomach and don't go full stomach as well. Have a minimum meal but delicious as well as nutritious. Second H, have confidence. As I say always to you, keeping confidence is what will make you to write your examination without any fear. The third H is have good handwriting, because handwriting is the key for the evaluators, which will give an idea whether the person what you are writing the questions is having the knowledge about the subject or not. Okay, then triple S. First is, of course, they are providing sanitizers to you, but still you carry. Sanitize, stay healthy and also show your talent in the examination. Then triple P. Pray to God that whatever preparations you have done have to be very strong. Second P is parents' blessing is the key for you to write, very essential. And the third P is your performance. Perform well in the examination for all the 6 subjects. So when I have told to you these all Kaizen kit to carry for the examination, to carry this Kaizen kit in the examination center, in the examination hall, when the question paper is in your hand, what is that you should do? As I told, 15 minutes will be allotted to go through the paper, but how to attempt those 38 questions, very, very important. According to my calculations, mathematically, this is just rough estimation. Maybe you can go ahead by your own ways. But what I feel personally is there are MCQs which are 8. So 8 MCQs. Each MCQ, if you can take 2 minutes to solve into 2. So this is minutes. How many minutes you can take for one MCQ? So 8 MCQs, each if you take 2 minutes, by this way you will take 16 minutes to complete this MCQs. Then you have 1 marker problems. As I told, 8 questions will be there, each carrying 1 mark. Even for this, if you take 2 minutes for each problem to solve, hardly takes 2 minutes. It also consumes 16 minutes. So 2 means you can finish it in 32 minutes. Then 2 markers. These are also 8 questions. For these 8 questions, for each, if you can take 5 minutes to solve for each problem. So 8 5s are 40 minutes will be utilized for 2 markers. Then further going, 3 markers, the most important. So the time limit also can be taken more. If at all you take 7 minutes, there will be 9 problems, each carrying 3 marks. So if we can consume 7 minutes for each problem, so 9 7s are 63 minutes will go in this section. The most important also. We'll see upon this also now. Then 4 markers. As I told, there will be 4 problems. For each, if you can take 9 minutes, 4 9s are 36 minutes will go for these 4 problems. And finally, 1 mark, which will be a knowledge based question generally, or else it may be a theorem also. So if this 5 mark 1 problem, if at all you can take 9 minutes, then it will be 9 minutes to finish this last problem. So by that way, if you total out these all minutes, you will come to know it takes 180 minutes exactly, which is nothing but 3 hours of your paper. So you can split these 3 hours according to your capacity and your ability. If you are master of doing things better than this, you can please go ahead and do quickly. But it is told quickly you try to solve, more are the chances of making mistake. So don't be in a hurry also. Take your own sweet time, but make sure that it does not exceed this limit. So because it may land up in somewhere wherein you will lose some important marks. So 3 markers, 4 markers is the most important section where generally we commit mistakes, and also it will be a knowledge based questions. So more time consumption according to me will be in these 2 sections itself. So make sure you consume not more than 7 minutes. As I told, serial wise, if you are confident, please go ahead. If not, please go by taking the question numbers, and according to you can go ahead. Okay, this was the time how you have to split for your 38 questions. Then what I thought is, I wanted to show to you even model paper analysis. When you visit the website kseeb.car.nic.in, there they have given us 2 model papers which will give us a rough idea how the model paper is made and from where they can generally ask. But this time, as per the government's blueprint, they have told to us that the paper will be set according to theme based evaluation system. What is this theme based? It means equal weightage is given for all the 15 chapters, so we cannot neglect any chapter as such. So therefore, what you are supposed to do, the key factors that is important in each chapter, that you should go ahead. So this is something called as model paper analysis. In the last presentation, when you saw in the PPTs which I showed to you in the slides, there I have discussed all the statements, then formulas, then relationships and also conditions. But formulas was not described completely. I just told you to by heart all the formulas. What all formulas and what are the tips to learn the formulas at the end of the video I may share to you. Now we will see the model paper analysis. There are 2 model papers, and in that one of the model paper is like this. How these 4 markers, 4 questions they are giving. 4 mark 1 problem they have given from arithmetic progression. This arithmetic progression will be having options. 2 questions will be there. Anyone you can solve, whichever you feel easy. But always this will be a knowledge based question out of the textbook. So we have practiced this. Next 4 mark problem. It may be a graph. Selection again on the examiner. They may give graph for 4 marks. They may shift this to 3 markers also, and they can introduce some other concept. In model paper 2, I will show you what they have done. So 4 mark graph is very easy. As I told you, if they give you 2 equations, you take x is equal to 0, you will get y value. You take y is equal to 0, you will get x value. 2 points is sufficient to plot a straight line in a graph sheet. So by that way, you are easy to get 4 marks in that. Okay, then coming to the next 4 markers, they will give you from application of trigonometry. Application of trigonometry, you know that heights and distances, where we have described about how to find the heights and distances of the objects or the buildings, and in that 2 types, elevation and depression. 2 points are there. Anyone can come in the examination for 4 marks, or they may select some other way, that we'll see in model paper 2. And 1 4 mark, as per the blueprint, we know that it will be a theorem. Which theorems? AA similarity criteria, areas of similar triangles, Pythagoras theorem, converse of Pythagoras theorem, basic proportionality theorem. These are the 5 important given instructions to you, the guidelines. Apart from that, you have converse of BPT also, but that is secondary. But these 5 are major important theorems that you have to practice daily, now left out days. So 1 mark, 1 4 mark you will get. So this is one pattern of giving 4 markers, wherein you can get 16 marks in this section, and you have to take 36 minutes to finish these 4. For that, what I recommend to you all is, now in the being at home, take 1 problem from the graph, sit and go through the paper. You start solving by keeping a watch in front of you. See how much time you have taken to finish the graph, to solve the problem of application of trigonometry or the theorem to write. So if at all you are taking 9 minutes, then you are on the safer side. If you can reduce the limit also, it is well and good. If not, please make sure that you start solving this, and within 9 minutes you have to finish solving the graph or the theorem or any one of these. Then coming to 3 markers, hope you have noted this. Let us see 3 markers from where they can give. Those 9 problems, 1 3 marks will appear from model paper 1. I am saying to you, it will be from pair of linear equations. The statement problem, when you visit in the text, pair of linear equations, 1 problem for 3 marks. So important is to convert the statement into equation form and then solve by elimination method or whichever you like favorable, but elimination method is the best. Then 1 more 3 marks in the model paper 1 they have given from Polynomials chapter. What is important in this chapter? Hardly you have few things in this. for 1 markers in this section or MCQ, they can give you polynomials to find the degree of the polynomial, like x cube plus x square plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. What is the degree of the polynomial? Just the highest power of x you should take and just write 3 is the degree of the polynomial. By that way you will score 1 mark. Or they can also give find the 0 of the polynomial, or they can ask you to divide 2 polynomials and find the quotient and remainder. Okay, so this will give you 3 marks. One more 3 marks will be from quadratic equation, statement problems you go through. One more 3 marks will be from coordinate geometry, especially section formula. So please solve problems on section formula. 3 marks you will get from there. And 3 marks, as we know that it is definite to appear, a theorem from circles chapter. So 1 will definitely come. And 3 marks they may give from areas related to circle. That is, find the area of the shaded region. So if you can find the area of the shaded region by using at least minimum formula given, right, you will get half mark there, and then substitution half mark, and then simplification. If at all you can finish, then 3 marks is with you. Area of the shaded region. Then we all know that we have practiced several times 3 marks, definitely it is bound to come from something called as ogive. 2 types are there, one is less than type, the other is more than type. Practice well, 1 will definitely appear for 3 marks and very easy to score. 3 marks, everyone's favorite, construction. Who don't like this in mathematics? This is what they like. So what you have to do, construction, there are only 2 exercises in this chapter. 1 3 marker will come from this section, wherein you have to draw a triangle and then draw another triangle whose corresponding sides are given in some ratio to you. So there 3 marks definitely you will get. And 1 3 marker may appear from mean, median and mode to find. Mean, median and mode. So all these 3 concepts you have practiced well, therefore you can again and again visit this, learn the formulas of this, solve all the problems on all these 3, 1 is definite to appear. So these are the ways of first model paper analysis, where 4 marks you have seen, 3 markers, 9 questions may be selected from these chapters to you. If you see 2 markers, most important is a real numbers chapter, wherein they have asked us to prove that 2 irrational number, prove that root 2 plus root 3 is irrational number, or prove that root 7 plus 3 is irrational number. Very easy by using the method of contradiction. So therefore you can get 2 marks easily from real numbers. So if you have noticed this, I will share with you 2 markers also for this first model paper analysis. I think this will give rough idea. If 5 marks problem is on theorem, then they will not ask 4 marks theorem to you in 4 marker section. They may introduce from application of trigonometry or surface areas and volumes problems also. Model paper 2 analysis is that, but more or less both are same. So 2 markers, if you see, 1 problem will be from real numbers. This is by proving that it is irrational number. 1 more 2 markers is from pair of linear equation. Generally it may come for solving by elimination method. You all have practiced well, I hope, upon this. So definitely we will get 2 marks. 2 marks from quadratic equation. Find the roots of the quadratic equation. 3 ways are there. Formula method is there by using Shidracharya's formula, or factorization method is there, or also you can do by completing the square method. If at all they have not specified anything in the examination paper, you can solve by any method. The best is formula method. 2 markers may appear from based on distance formula from coordinate geometry. You all know distance formula, d is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Upon that, to find the distance between 2 points or distance between origin and any point. And 2 markers you will get from triangle chapter, maybe problem on basic proportionality theorem or AA similarity criteria. 2 mark problem they may ask from probability, the easiest of all the chapters. Then coming forward, 2 markers they can also ask from construction. Definitely we are sure to get this construction. So what is this construction that you have to go through, I will be discussing very soon. Then 2 markers will be on trigonometry. Especially in the 3 marker section, if at all they ask trigonometry, or maybe even for 4 markers, any one of these, if they are asking trigonometry, it will be from the last exercise of that chapter. So please visit that, practice again and again. That similar type of questions may appear in the examination. So trigonometry, please by heart the formulas. I am going to show you all the formulas in trigonometry, what is the way of learning also. So by this way, I have completed how the model paper analysis will be for the final examination. So you might have made a note of this. MCQs and 1 marker should be very easy to solve, but remaining how the criteria and what all the selections can be there from the examination point of view is there on your board. So make sure to notice this and go ahead by solving those sections in the chapters. No need to study complete chapter at this end. Highlight these all things and then start solving for the examination. Okay, so make sure that to notice the further video which is only on how to learn the formulas and the important formulas. Okay, let us see that section now. Now it's time to rejoice because it's time to learn all the formulas in a quicker way, especially targeting chapter called as trigonometry, surface areas and volumes, and coordinate geometry. Because trigonometry, you know that 4 markers or 3 mark problem may appear. Coordinate geometry, 3 markers as I have shown to you, and also the trigonometric table, even that we can learn in a quick way. So I know that you people were desperately waiting for this, especially because this will help you to not only save your time in examination but also a way for by hearting all the formulas quickly. Let us see formulae overview now. There is no shortcut to actually by heart all the formulas, but few we can create by our own will. I have shared with you all something called as super hexagon. Hope you remember. As the name itself is telling, it is super but hexagon. Hexagon basically it's a 6-sided polygon. Why we have taken hexagon here is very simple to understand, because trigonometry is having 6 basic functions. The 6 basic functions are like this: sine, cosine, you have tan, or it is also called as tangent, you have cotangent or cot, shortly abbreviated, you have cosecant, and you have secant. These are the 6 basic functions of trigonometry, and therefore 6 vertices are utilized in highlighting these 6 functions in a hexagon. But very important is how to write the order of these functions. To remember all the formulas of trigonometry just by using this super hexagon is very admirable. You join all the diagonals and in center you write 1. That's it. Sine, cos, cot, cosecant, secant and tan. Even this to remember is very simple. You know that tan theta is nothing but sine theta divided by cos theta by formula. Tan theta is equal to sine theta by cos theta. So therefore you start from here with this vertex, call this as tan, followed by sine, then cos. Exactly opposite to tan is cot, because these two are reciprocals of each other. And here left out vertex you should write cosecant. How to know this, sir? The right side vertices will start from a letter C. Cos C from, cot is also from C, cosecant is also from C. So these all 3 vertex are from C. The last which is left out will be secant. So the order of writing is very important. At the center you have to write 1. Now how to learn all the formulas? First of all, let us learn reciprocal functions. Reciprocal functions. What is reciprocal functions? Reciprocal of sine theta, if I ask you, it is equal to 1 by cosecant theta. Because definition of sine theta is opposite by hypotenuse, whereas the definition of cosecant theta is hypotenuse by opposite. By that way, these two are the reciprocals of each other. If you see this super hexagon, you can remember this reciprocal functions also very easily. Sine theta is 1 divided by cosecant theta, and cosecant theta is 1 divided by sine theta. Understanding? Cosecant theta is nothing but 1 divided by sine theta. Second function you can take. Cos theta is 1 divided by secant theta. Cos theta is 1 divided by secant theta. or vice versa. Secant theta is 1 divided by cos theta. Secant theta is 1 divided by cos theta. Coming to tan theta is 1 divided by cot theta. Tan theta is 1 divided by cot theta, or cot theta is 1 divided by tan theta. Was not this easy? You learnt all the reciprocal functions by just looking merely at this super hexagon. Oh, will it stop here? No sir, it continues further. Not only reciprocal functions, you can also learn something called as complementary functions. What are complementary? Complementary is that in which you have an angle total which gives to you 90 degree. How to learn that formula is? The formula is like this: sine of 90 minus theta is equal to cos theta. If you see this in this hexagon, sine of 90 minus theta will be cos theta. You can see by giving this arrow marks. Sine of 90 minus theta is cos theta, and cos of 90 minus theta is sin theta. Similarly, tan of 90 minus theta is cot theta. Cot of 90 minus theta is tan theta. Reverse way. Secant of 90 minus theta is cosecant theta, and cosecant of 90 minus theta is secant theta. Selection of the problem in the examination can be on complementary functions, can be on reciprocal functions, can be on trigonometric table, or can be on identities, which is called as Pythagorean identities. So let me mention that what I showed you here. Sine of 90 minus theta is cos theta. Cos of 90 minus theta is sin theta. Then tan of 90 minus theta is cot theta, and cot of 90 minus theta is tan theta. Finally, secant of 90 minus theta is cosecant theta, and cosecant of 90 minus theta is equal to secant theta. So 6 plus 6, 12 formulas on this super hexagon, you have learned it. But will it stop here? No, it will further continue. You will be shocked to see more formulas we can learn from this super hexagon. Let me erase this. What are the 3 Pythagorean identities? The identities are very important one for this examination. If at all it appears for 3 marks or 4 marks, can be from this. The first identity is sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. From where we can see this in this super hexagon? There are basically 6 triangles that you can witness in this hexagon. So you have to select only these 3. This triangle, then coming to this triangle, and finally this triangle. See how it is. Sin square theta plus cos square theta will give you 1. You have to go in clockwise direction. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So this was with regards to this triangle. Leave one triangle and go for the next. Now if you see 1 plus cot square theta, you have to square each actually. Going in clockwise direction again. 1 plus cos square theta is equal to cosecant square theta. So if you see, you are going in this direction. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. 1 plus cot square theta is cosecant square theta. Leaving this triangle, go for the third. Tan square theta plus 1 is equal to secant square theta, or 1 plus tan square theta is secant square theta. So you remember 3 Pythagorean identities. The second is 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosecant square theta. The third is 1 plus tan square theta is equal to secant square theta. The most important is these 3 formulas. So remembering these 3, you can further deduce 2 more from this by just shifting cos square theta on the right side or sin square theta on the right hand side. So what are those that will be generating? If I transpose, I'll get 1 minus cos square theta, you will get sin square theta. 1 minus cos square theta is equal to sin square theta, or 1 minus sin square theta is equal to cos square theta. So from this you can generate 2 more formulas, which you have seen in the last exercise of Trigonometric chapter to utilize these formulas. Even this, if I transpose cot square theta on the right side, it will be cosecant square theta minus cot square theta is equal to 1, or secant square theta minus tan square theta is also equal to 1. So by this way, you might have seen learning all these identities, reciprocal functions and complementary functions from this super hexagon very simple way. So make sure in the examination, if you have time, first go through the question paper and then come to the formulae section. So make a super hexagon and learn all the formulas in a very quick way. Okay. Let us go for the next set of formulas. It's from a chapter called as Coordinate Geometry. You all know this is very simple and small chapter. It has hardly 3 exercises. One will be on distance formula, the other will be on section formula, the third will be on area of a triangle formula. So if I talk about distance formula, you have 2 formulas in distance formula also. One is the distance between 2 points. If you take 2 points as x1 y1 and x2 y2, then the distance formula is d is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. This can also be written in this way: square root of x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. You can go in order 1 2 1 2, or you can go 2 1 and 2 1 also. But the standard the textbook says is to follow this. This is the standard one. D is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. The other is to find the distance between origin and any point. What is origin? You all know, if you have a Cartesian coordinate system, the point of intersection of both the axes is called as origin, whose coordinates are 0, 0. So if you want to find the distance between this origin to any point in any of the quadrant, say for instance this will take as p of x, y. That distance can be calculated by using the formula d is equal to x square plus y square. So these are the basic 2 formulas upon something called as distance formula. Direct forward formula can be asked in the examination for 1 mark, or in MCQ they may give selection, or 1 mark problem on this distance formula can definitely appear. Okay, it was quite simple to learn distance formula. What about section formula? Let us see that. Most important, section formula. As the name itself suggests and indicates, what is section means? If I have a straight line connected by 2 points, one is the initial point, the other is the terminal point. Suppose I take the coordinates of this initial point as x1 y1, the terminal point as x2 y2. There will be a point somewhere on the line which is making a section in this line. So it is making 2 sections. We don't know what are the coordinates of this point. So if I want to find the coordinates of this point x, y, say this point I'll take as p, this point as q, and this point if I take as x for instance. Point can be any a symbol that we utilized here. So x1 y1 and x2 y2, this point is making a section in this line in some ratio. The ratio we generally notate as m1 and m2. In previous years it was m and n, but now it is m1 and m2. So it is dividing. This point is making a section in this line PQ in ratio m1 and m2. And how to find the coordinates of this point which is making section? It is given by s of x, y. I have taken x. Yes, you can take x, y, z. You can take a, b, c. You can take p, q, r, any alphabet for that. So s of x, y, section formula is given like this: m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2. This will be only the x coordinate. What about y coordinate? It will be m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. Important formula to by heart, section formula. To learn and easily remember this, what you can do is just write mx plus mx divided by m plus m, comma my plus my plus my divided by m plus m. And numbering is very simple: 1 2 2 1 in the numerator for both x and y coordinate, 1 2 2 1. In denominators it will be just 1 2 1 2. So very easy way of learning section formula is this. So you can just write mx plus mx divided by m plus m, comma my plus my divided by m plus m, and 1 2 2 1 1 2 2 1 in the numerator. Denominators is just 1 and 2. Important is this formula because 3 mark problem is a lengthy process. So lengthy problems are selected from section formulas only. So make a note of that. Try to remember this formula. So let me give another formula based on this section formula only, which is called as midpoint formula. As the name suggests, midpoint formula means the point will make exactly the center value of the line. Suppose I have a line like this. The initial and terminal points are P and Q, whose coordinates are x1, y1, x2, y2. Then if there is a point in center exactly, the mid value is called as the midpoint. Even this point is making a section. But how? It is making the section exactly mid value. It is making in the ratio 1:1. So to find the coordinates of m, x, y, the formula for midpoint is given like this: x2 plus x1 divided by 2, y2 plus y1 divided by 2. You can also write this as x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. I'll just give example where this midpoint formula can be utilized. For example, they may ask you a problem on circles. You all have seen a circle. So if I have a diameter like this, the two endpoints I'll take as A and B. This will be the center of the circle. So A coordinates are say x1, y1. B coordinates are say x2, y2. Don't you think this acts like the exact midpoint of this diameter? So therefore, if I want to calculate the coordinates of this point, there we have to make use of midpoint formula. So maybe in the examination, they will give you the coordinates of A, they will give you coordinates of B, and they will ask you what is the coordinates of this center. So at that stage, you have to make use of midpoint formula. And this midpoint formula is originating from section formula itself. If you look in the ratio 1:1, it is dividing. So if I take and consider this m1 and m2 as 1 and 1, so 1 into x2 is x2, 1 into x1 is x1, 1 plus 1 will give you 2. 1 into y2 is y2, and 1 into y1 is y1, 1 plus 1 will give you 2. So midpoint formula is originating from section formula. So this is way of learning section formula, midpoint formula, and two distance formulas. The last in this chapter is area of a triangle formula. Area of a triangle formula is like this. Area of triangle ABC, for instance. You all know the normal area of triangle formula is half into base into height, but here in coordinate geometry it is like this: half into x1 into y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2. Looks bigger, but easiest way of learning this is like this. Just you have to write half into x times y minus y plus x into y minus y plus x into y minus y. This is easy. And writing the numbers demands something called as cyclic order. So 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 1. In this order you have to write. So first is 1 to 3, which we will write here. Next you start from 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And the third you start from 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And this is the way of learning area of a triangle formula. Upon this also they may ask you a problem. Maybe they will say you 3 points are given to you, and they will ask you to show that the 3 points are collinear. If you want to show that 3 points are collinear by using area of a triangle formula, what you should do is substitute the values of x1, y1, x2, y2, and x3, y3. The final value that you should get should be a 0. The moment you get 0, it means the given 3 points are collinear. If not, they are non-collinear points. So this will complete the 4 formulas of this chapter. That is distance formula, section formula, midpoint formula, and area of a triangle formula. So hope this helps you a lot in remembering all these formulas. Next, if you can remember the trigonometric table, very helpful in the examination. Even if you write the values correctly in the exam, you will get half mark for that. For example, I will show you. I'm just showing the first three. The next three will be easy. You all know that sine, cos and tan. 0 degree, 30 degree, then comes 45 degree, 60 degree, and finally 90 degree. So these are the 5 standard angles that you should remember for this year. If you can remember the first row, then the next actually carry forward by 5 solids, 5 values you can easily remember. Sine 0 is 1 by 2, sine 0 starts from 0, sine 30 is 1 by 2, sine 45 is 1 by root 2, sine 60 is root 3 by 2, and sine 90 is 1. So if you can remember the first row perfectly, then next will be very easy. To write the values of cos, you have to go in reverse way. First you take 1, then root 3 by 2, followed by that is 1 by root 2, then 1 by 2, and finally 0. There is a way to remember even the first row in case you forget what values have to be written. So to remember the first row, they say that you write down 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3, the last will be 4. Divide all these by 4. 0 by 4, 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4, 4 by 4. And take the square roots of all. 0 divided by anything is 0, so square root of 0 will be 0, which is the first value. Square root of 1 is 1, square root of 4 is 2, so that is the second value. These two will divide, 2 1s are 2, 2s are 4, square root of 1 is 1, but root 2 remains as irrational number, so 1 by root 2. Square root of 3 irrational, so it retains as it is, but square root of 4 is 2, so root 3 by 2. 4 divided by 4 is 1, square root of 1 is 1. So by that way also you can remember the first row. So once you know the first row, the next row is just reverse of whatever you wrote for sine. I showed you in super hexagon what is tan relationship. It is sine divided by cos, which will give you tan. So divide these two to get the tan value. 0 by 1 is 0. These two if you divide, you will get 1 by root 3, because 2 and 2 in the denominators will cancel out. These two you will get 1. If you divide these two, you will get root 3, and 1 divided by 0 is impossible to divide, so we say it is not defined. So if you remember sine, cos and tan, cosecant, secant and cot are reciprocals of all these three. So you can easily take the reciprocals and write the values. In examination, they can ask you evaluate sine square 30 degree and cos square 45 degree. If this table is there with you, just by substituting the value of sine 30 in looking in the table, sine 30 is 1 by 2. If you write here 1 by 2, square is there, square it. Similarly, cos 45 is 1 by root 2. Squaring this, even by writing these values also it fetches you half marks or 1 mark. So make sure you don't neglect anything. Even the substitution of the values also will give half mark in the examination. Hope you have noted this. This was about trigonometric table. So this accomplishes all the formulas of trigonometry and coordinate geometry. And surface areas and volumes I have already discussed with you all how to remember that cylinder, cone, sphere and hemisphere formulas by writing everything with pi r, taking the code of 2142 and then seeing the neighbors of r and powers of r. So by that way you can remember all those 4 solids. One will definitely appear for 1 mark in remembering based section. So this completes the formulas. In quadratic equation, there are 2 things. One is on Sridharacharya's formula, x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. If at all they ask to find the roots of the equation for 2 marks on this formula, even writing that formula will give you half mark. Apart from this, you have to find the nature of the roots, where you have 3 natures. One is b square minus 4ac equal to 0. Second is b square minus 4ac is greater than 0. b square minus 4ac is lesser than 0. If it is equal to 0, we say roots are equal. If greater than 0, we say roots are real and distinct. If it is lesser than 0, we say roots are imaginary. Or we can say no real roots exist. So this is called as discriminant. b square minus 4ac is called as discriminant. If the discriminant value is equal to 0, roots are equal. They can ask 2 mark problem on this also if at all they ask. So this also you have to remember, very simple to calculate. Just take the values of ABC from the quadratic equation and evaluate the values. Apart from this, theorems are essential. I cannot cover up all the theorems in this section because hardly this video is extending to a lotter time, but still I'm trying my best to cover all the things that is essential for the examination. Theorems as such, you have to go through the theorems from the textbook and from the notes. Practice well, it will help you a lot, and daily one theorem is important to you to practice. I told you about constructions also. So 2 constructions for 2 marks. One will definitely appear. So they may ask you, construct a pair of tangents to a circle from an external point. For example, if I say construct a pair of triangle of radius 6 centimeter, which is 4 centimeter or 10 centimeter away from the center. So they are saying construct a pair of tangents to a circle from an external point which is 10 centimeter away from the center. क्या मतलब हुआ? सर्कल का सेंटर है और इस सर्कल का रेडियस 6 सेंटीमीटर का है एंड द एक्सटर्नल पॉइंट फ्रॉम द सेंटर इज 10 सेंटीमीटर. यहाँ से 10 सेंटीमीटर की दूरी पर एक एक्सटर्नल पॉइंट है P. फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट यू हैव टू ड्रॉ 2 tangents. How do we do that? So first you should draw, because the radius of the circle is already 6 centimeter. From the center till here they have told 10 centimeter. So by that way already 6 centimeter is here. So remaining 4 centimeter more have to be added here. By that way you have to draw a 10 centimeter line. Then draw a circle of radius 6 centimeter keeping A as the center. Then to construct tangents to this circle, you have to draw a perpendicular bisector of this AP. You all know what is perpendicular bisector? It bisects the line AP into equal halves. So by keeping your compass at point A, taking more than half of the length, you know how to construct a perpendicular bisector. So if you construct a perpendicular bisector, this bisector, once you have constructed, this point where exactly it cuts the line into 2 equal halves, you mark it as M, midpoint. Then keeping your compass at midpoint, taking M as the radius, you have to draw another circle which passes through A and P. So once you have constructed this dotted circle, this circle will cut the initial circle at 2 points. So these 2 points you can give any names, say call it as X and Y. Join this X with P, this is your first tangent to the circle, and A P to Y. So you have to get 2 tangents from this external point, P to X and P to Y. So one of the construction can be from this part, where they ask you to construct tangents to circle from external point, or the other construction can be, they may ask you to draw a circle of radius 6 centimeter and construct a pair of tangents such that both are inclined to each other at an angle of 60 degree. If at all they say that, so you have to draw a circle of radius 6 centimeter. So if you want to know the angle between 2 tangents has to be 60 degree, first what you should do is, this is a rule, that angle between tangent and angle between radius is always supplementary. What I mean is, if you have a circle and 2 tangents, this is the angle between 2 radii, this is the angle between 2 tangents. This angle plus this angle always will be 180 degree. So this is the angle between radii, angle between tangents. So what we should do is, before we start constructing 2 tangents such that the angle between them is 60, you have to draw 2 radii and the angle between that have to be calculated. So since the problem says construct a pair of tangents to a circle of radius 6 centimeter and which are inclined to each other at an angle of 60 degree, तो tangents के angle का value दे दिया गया है 60 degree, तो आपको calculate करना है कि angle between radii कितना होगा. So from 180 degree you remove 60, you will come to know the angle between radii. So what you should do is, from the center you first draw a rough line which is the radius of the circle. Keeping on this line with your protractor, measure 120 degrees and draw another radii. So by this way you will get the angle between radii, which is not mentioned in the problem. So this we have to calculate because of the fact 180 and 60 if you subtract you will get 120. Once this is done, you have to construct 2 tangents at these 2 ends. Let us call the center of the circle as O, this point as A and this as B. So you know that keeping B as the center, you have to draw a semicircle measuring till OB. With the same radius, keeping on O, cut an arc which cuts on the circle. Keeping on this edge another arc of the same measurement. Taking OB as the center, this radius, draw the semicircle. Keeping on O, cut the arc, placing upon this another arc. Upon these two you have to keep and draw two more arcs. One upon this, the other on this. This point of intersection you join to this B. Similarly, you have to construct at point A also. So keep your compass at A, measure OA which is same as OB and draw the semicircle. Then keeping on O, cut the arc on the circle and then keeping upon this another arc. On these two you will get two more arcs. Point of intersection have to be joined with A. These two tangents you can extend on both sides. They will meet at a point. We'll call this point as say P. This angle will automatically become 60 degree. So this is what they wanted you to construct. Construct a circle, construct a pair of tangents to a circle of radius 6 cm such that they are inclined to each other at an angle of 60 degree. तो angle between tangents जब दे दिया जाएगा तो angle between the radii calculate करने के लिए 180 डिग्री में से जो भी वैल्यू दिया गया है subtract कीजिए, फिर वो angle protractor से measure करके इस तरह से दो tangents आपको construct करना होगा. So these two are the basic ones which will anyone may appear in the examination for 2 marks definitely in construction section. 3 marks के लिए construction भी आएगा which you have already seen. You have to draw a triangle and then you have to draw another triangle whose corresponding sides will be given in some ratio to you. So that is quite easy to you to construct. Then three things of you have to remember. One is from statistics to calculate mean 3 ways: direct method, assume mean method and step deviation method. From quadratic equation 3 methods: formula method, factorization method and completing the square method. From pair of linear equation, elimination method, substitution method and method of cross multiplication. So all these three you try one problem on each. By that way that whole chapter will be confined and you may be able to solve problems in the examination. Hope I have discussed and described all the important points that were needed for your examinations. Please watch this video carefully because it is only exclusively made for you people to face this academic examination with full of confidence. In my previous I have given lot of tips to you to face examination, but this was only to highlight the important points in the examination to write your exam. So hope this helps you a lot. As I told, theorems cannot be discussed in complete session here, but try to solve as we have already seen in our Kaizen. We have learned several times, practiced, we have given exams, we have conducted tests, mock tests, Sundays you wrote in your schools also, so that all confidence will help you. Just you have to revise to some time. Just 5 theorems and 2 theorems from circles should be very, very easy to solve. So by this way, I hope and wish to you all very best for the examination, and I pray to God that your examination should be a super examination. It should be very smoothly running, and also we are waiting for your distinction results. Thank you very much for this. Hopefully I am sure that this video would have helped a lot to you all, because as I know from the comments I came to know that you people were demanding a lot of things. This video will definitely help you all, and pray to Allah that you people will get lot of fame and also good marks in your all 6 subjects. Every subject teacher has given you all the hints, necessary points, tips and all that requirements. Keep everything in mind. Slowly you start working on that. Hardly 9 or 10 days are left. Work on that. Keep all the guidelines from the government, and as I told, follow all that Kaizen kit. Carry the kit for the examination, and I'm sure that you will be a topper in your subject. And for that, as I told, those who have not subscribed this channel, please do subscribe, because my aim is to keep you happy, make you talented and make you smart also. I wish all the best to your examinations, and come with flying colors in your final exam. Thank you.